and your grandson Talon, and especially all your friends that have loved and treasured you. Back home, while I was packing my suitcase and deciding what to wear on this day, should it be traditional? I questioned that. And then there was my dress with the bright pink flowers. And I could just hear you saying, "You just go, girl." I wanted to choose a reading today that was fitting for you, and after discussing it with with our niece, your soul niece, we could call her, we both agreed in one moment which one was right. To everything there is a season and a time to every person under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time for harvest. A time to heal, a time to break, and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and always a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather. A time to embrace and a time to refrain. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silent and a time to speak. A time to love, a time to hate. A time of war, and please God, a time of peace. Just our childhood memories of playing dolls, making cupboards and cradles out of Jack Orange boxes, and making a dollhouse out of an old pig pen. Half the fun was scrubbing it down. I don't know where we found fun in that, but was scrubbing and finding some old paint, taking trips to the local dump ground when they used to let you get in them, and on the back of the old horse Nellie to bring back our treasures to make us the finest dollhouses. We were twins, the blonde one and the dark one, always dressed identical, usually on special occasions, for older siblings' weddings, in our prize outfits made for our sister Eileen. What made it even greater was when she made our dolls matching outfits. We were quite old when we quit playing dolls. Remember the hours we spent in the big tree that had seats and up, where we could see the whole world and dream. It's probably where Jolie learned how to dream. But especially once a year to watch the train go by with all the rides for the fair on it. But I still will always apologize for the time we stood you in the opening of the Caragana bush trees to stop our big boar that had got out of his pen. Like a brave soul, you stood your ground well. But that didn't turn out so good. He was just bigger. When we had to move into town, you became the little sports jock. Figure skating, oh, you were so good. And I was probably a little jealous, as I couldn't even stand on a pair of skates. Oh, how I bragged you all to my friends and showed you off because you were my younger sister. There wasn't a sport you couldn't do, and me with 2 left feet, well, it left me one thing that I did get good at. Cleaning house, because I had to do your chores while you played. Remember how we dressed up our little sister, Bambi, the one that's written that poem, on Saturday afternoons and took her downtown to buy her an orange ice cream float. It cost us 25 cents each. She still loves to go out and have an ice cream float today. Well, we had to grow up sometime. I quit school after grade 10, married a year later. You were even so sick on my wedding day, I missed most of it, and you were my bridesmaid. I took off to live my new life and left you behind. I'm so sorry. I never knew you needed me so much. Soon you were off to hairdressing school, into Montreal. Enter into your life, Abby, who soon was always and forever Joni's lifelong friend. What a journey that those two did across the country. Two young hippie flower children, both with hearts of gold, off across Canada and into the USA. We managed to have short encounters after that, where I did get to meet your beautiful children and Mark. Many memories are still held high in those days. We grew apart, separated over time and distance. My one regret is that I was never there to meet your Petey. I never knew what a blessing retirement was going to bring when we had an opportunity to come to your beloved Arizona. I didn't hesitate to contact you when I found out where you were and that you were close by. You welcomed me only hesitantly. Your question to me was, why now? The only answer I could think of was, because you're my sister, and I've come to find you. I can't change or fix the past. We only have today, and if lucky, a few tomorrows. Well, we did pretty good. We stole 5 years of tomorrows. You, of course, tested me, putting a rake in my hands. Still doing your chores. And your bamboo to clean. When we would come down to visit during our snowbird seasons. But I think you enjoyed more stealing my Dennis to help you with all your man projects. Which was sitting together drinking vodka to burn the bamboo that I had cleaned. Or teaching Dennis how to build a new back step with you, making do with less. You don't have to go to the lumberyard for everything. Build like you're in Arizona. You once told me, and I have never forgotten, that I live in a little protected world, and I didn't know how to live in the real world. Well, Joni, I am so glad that you found your own little piece of world, protected, loved, and surrounded by friends. You gave me time and a push of encouragement to get to know Hannah. I will always be in her and Nate's life, now that we've found each other. But know that their very own guardian angel they have forever. How proud I am to be a sister to one of the most giving and loving persons I know. There's a poem called The Prayer of St. Francis. Lord, make me a channel of your peace. I know I would have to work a long time to find someone who could teach me this lesson better than you. To so many, you bring hope, strength, caring, love, but mainly a belief and I strive to always do better. To understand more than understood. To love with your whole heart. To bring hope and light where there is despair, while all along, always struggling yourself personally. I heard the perfect words today for you from a friend, Zoe. She said, she lived life out loud. So completely descriptive. Last night, as Rick and I sat quiet, we looked up your horoscope for Saturday. This is what it read. Go off and make the most of your moment. Tonight is not to be. I couldn't finish today without thanking the higher power of life that sent you the gift of the Ricks. The gifts came, but those gifts that come but once. You didn't receive one, but they came in a double package. A gift of persons, whoever for you in every day, the best of all they believe, the ones that have been blessed, they believe that they were the ones that had been blessed by having you in their lives. Joni, I have prayed that you will find your peace. Your life's journey has come to a close. And your new one is so peaceful. So long have you waited and deserved it. Go with all our blessings, our love, but know always and forever, we have treasured our moments with you, the times when you held us in your loving hands and walked beside us to give us whatever type of strength you needed. And when you couldn't and you needed the strength, many of us were there to help you and carry you through this. You left us all a gift, as you like to give gifts. Our memories of our time shared with you. Go in peace, Joni, and know that you will stay in our hearts forever. So until we meet again. And P.S. Your garden, your yard and flowers really are as beautiful as you told me they were in the summer. Amazing. So look out, heaven. She's coming.